Hooble-doop, Tiddly Peeps. I'm Hubba, talking to you from Hoobland. And I'm about to send 4 of my favourite Hoobs down to Earth to find out all about you for my great Hoobapedia. Here they come! You know who the Hoobs are?
Iver!
Groove!
And Tula!
We're Hoobs! And they're ready to go.
Well, hey!
Now the wheels are turning, we can all get learning all the things we want to know.
Hey!
Hubba's in Hoobland, and Roma somewhere far away. The motorettes are singing, we keep the engine spinning. Hoop, hoop, hooray! The Hoobapedia's coming your way.
Oh, here we come!
Well, hey!
The Hoobs are here, so what do you say? Hoobs!
Ah. Oh, yes. Lovely.
Oh, the seaside is just so hoobly-groobly.
I know, all that hoobacious white sand.
Yeah, and all that hooby groovy pure blue sea.
Yes. Still, it's time to move on now. We've got things to do. Tiddly peeps to see, questions to answer for Hoob News.
Oh, how about can we stay by the seaside forever and ever, listening to the sea going whoosh?
Groove, I do wish you'd think up sensible questions.
Sorry.
We'll just have to find a way to remember the seaside, that's all.
I'm going to draw a picture.
Well, that's a hoobacious idea, Tula. And while you do that, I'm going to write down a list of questions we might ask. Sensible questions.
Yeah.
Right, here goes. Where's Groove? Groove?
Have you seen my Hoobie pen anywhere, Tula?
No, Iver. Sorry.
It's funny, because I had it earlier.
I will start by drawing the sea.
The sea?
It was in here. I'm sure it was. Unless I left it.
And I will draw a shell.
Oh, a shell? Oh, that's what we could have to remind us of the seaside. And I bet a shell would come in really useful.
Useful?
Yeah, I bet we could use a shell for
For what?
What?
I don't know what, but I'm sure we'd think of something.
I can't find it.
Now then, what sort of shell would we all find useful?
Oh, it's Hubba.
What sort of shell would we all find useful? Now that is an hooble-dooble-dooper question, Groove.
Thanks, Hubba. I hope it's sensible enough.
Oh, it is Groove. Or Hubba wouldn't have picked it.
I'll get on to Roma right away to see whether she can find any uses for shells. But in the meantime, why don't you go and ask the Tiddly Peeps?
Yes! The Tiddly Peeps are sure to help. I'll go.
Oh, and I'll drive you there quicker than you can say, she sells seashells on the seashore. Come on.
Seashells on the seashore. What's Iver's pen doing in the Hoobo fridge? That's not a very sensible place for it.
Seatbelt!
Seatbelt. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps.
We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps. On the road we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps. They're smart.
They're fun! They know!
The Tiddly Peeps, the Tiddly Peeps. If we need to know who, what, where, why, when and how, we'll ask them, off we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps. On the road we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps. They're smart, they're fun, they know.
Hooble-doop, Tiddly Peeps.
It's Tula!
What are you doing?
We're sorting out our shells.
Those are hoobly-groobly.
We collected them at the beach.
We saw shells at the beach too, but they were white.
They start off white, but then you can paint them any colour you like.
They're so pretty.
that.
I like the blue ones best. They remind me of the sea. Iver,
Yes?
Groove,
Yeah?
can you see these blue shells? Aren't they hoobly groobly?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, yes, they are.
There's a tiny hole in each of the shells.
That's right. My mum put the holes in them for us. It's so we can do something special with them.
Oh, what's that?
We put them on the string to make a shell necklace. You can have this one if you like, Tula.
Oh, thank you. It's beautiful. I'd better get back to the Hoobmobile now. But thanks again. Hooble toodle doo.
Hooble toodle-doo!
Well, I think seashells are really hooby groovy.
Yes, they are, Groove, yes. No, it's not in there.
What you looking for?
Look at this. Look.
Oh, it's hoobacious, Tula.
Yeah, but is it useful?
Of course it is, Groove. Necklaces are very useful.
Well, there we are, then. We've answered the question already. Now, I must get on and look for my...
Wait. My sensible question was what sort of shell would we all find useful? That necklace is more than one shell, and Tula is not all of us.
Oh, yes, Oh, yes. Oh, you're right, of course. We need to find one shell that we can all use.
Exactly.
Oh, well, that's fine, because I get to keep the necklace.
Right. Well, there must be a useful shell somewhere.
But where?
Roma.
Oh, maybe Roma knows where.
Hoobadoop Hoobs.
Hoobadoop, Roma.
I've been shell collecting here on the beach. Take a look at this one.
What sort of shell's that, Roma?
It's a sea urchin shell, Groove. That's what. Round with a tiny hole on the top.
I've never seen one like that before, Roma.
The really interesting thing is that when there's a creature living inside it, it's all covered with prickles. But when it gets washed up on the shore and the creature has left, the prickles all drop off.
Hooby-galooby.
But you are left with this very pretty little shell with a hole in the middle. I'm definitely going to keep it to remind me of the sea.
But is it useful, Roma?
Oh, I'm sure you'd find a use for it, Iver, because you're so clever.
Oh, thank you.
But remember this, Hoobs. You must be careful when you handle one, because sea urchin shells are very fragile.
So they break really easily then, Roma?
Oh, yes, Groove. In fact, you only have to drop it, like this, and it breaks. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, poor Roma.
Never mind, Groove. I'll just have to search the beach for another one.
Good luck, Roma.
Oh, thank you, Iver. This is Roma Hoob, bringing you the news as it breaks, and the sea urchin shell as it's broken. Hooble-toodle-doo!
Roma's right. I'm sure I could find a use for that sea urchin.
But Iver...
I'm going out to hunt for one on the beach. You never know. It might be the answer to the question.
I don't think it is the answer to the question. Do you, Groove?
Nope, I think it's far too breakable for 3 Hoobs to use.
Maybe we should carry on looking for shells then, just in case Iver's...
Wrong? Yes. But how?
Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, 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 ho.
Perhaps Hubba Hubba knows how.
I just might, Tula. I found a fan-tabby Hooby story on HoobNet all about another kind of shell. And I've a feeling in my twizzle tuft that it may give you an idea. Take a look.
Kevin the clam lived at the bottom of the sea, next to some seaweed. All the fish would swim in and out of the seaweed, saying, "Hello, Kevin! How are you today?" And Kevin would reply, "Very well, and thank you for asking." But not everyone was that friendly. Take Eric the eel, for instance. Eric was always very bad-tempered.
Go away, or I'll gobble you up.
The fish were too scared to swim past him on their own. They swam in shoals to look after one another. But one day, Amy the angelfish got left behind. Eric started to chase her.
Help!
She cried as she swam as fast as she could.
Tula!
Eric wriggled after her, singing,
I'm coming to get you.
"Quick, hide inside me," said Kevin the clam, and he opened the two halves of his shell wide. Amy disappeared from sight. At that moment, Eric swam round the corner with jaws open wide, ready to swallow Amy. But instead, he slammed his jaws down on Kevin's hard shell.
Ow!
He screeched and he swam off to an underwater dentist. Kevin opened himself up and let Amy swim out safely.
Thanks for keeping me safe, Kevin.
She said. "No problem," he replied. "That's what friends and clams are for."
A clamshell! Now, how hooby groovy is that?
Very hooby groovy groove.
And even more hooby groovy is the fact that I think I might just have one in my collection of things that come in two pieces. Here we are. Look, a teapot that comes in two pieces.
Oh, yes.
And what else have we got? Oh, yeah. Some Tiddly Peep pyjamas that come in two pieces. And look, a clamshell that comes in two pieces. Only I didn't know what it was until today. Wouldn't that be useful, eh?
Well, I'm not sure.
I'm back! Stand clear, Hoob with very breakable but not broken yet sea urchin approaching.
Hooby galooby, Iver. It's beautiful.
Yes, and just imagine how useful it would be.
Useful?
Oh, yes.
Not as useful as this.
What's that?
It's a clamshell.
Well, it's very nice, Groove, but I'm not sure it's very useful.
It is.
I don't think so.
It is.
Well, Groove, I don't think you're right.
I am.
No, you're not.
Am.
Not.
I think I'm going to get on with my picture.
I don't think that clamshell's as useful as my sea urchin.
Oh, so what's so useful about the sea urchin then?
It's the hole, of course.
The hole?
Yes, the hole.
How can a hole be useful?
You can put things in it.
Not as many things as I can put in my clamshell. I'm going to use it to store my collection of very small things.
Well, I'm going to use my sea urchin shell to keep my Hoobie pen in, when I found it.
It's in the Hoobo fridge.
You see there's a little hole in the top and that... What did you just say? In a Hoobo fridge?
Yeah, your Hoobie pen is in the Hoobo fridge.
Well, what's it doing in there? That's not a very sensible place for it.
Well, that's what I said. And, oh, let's have that little thing there. Yeah.
There, look at this. Watch that. How hoobacious is that? We have the answer for Hoob News. A sea urchin shell.
No, a clamshell full of very small things.
No, a sea urchin shell.
A clamshell.
Stop having a hooby squabble. The question is, if I remember, what sort of shell would we all find useful?
Oh, yes,
I'm sorry, Tula. And I'm sorry, Groove.
No, I'm sorry, Iver.
No, I'm sorry, Groove.
I'm sorry, Iver.
Hubba, are we glad to see you?
Thank you, Tula. I'm always very glad to see you too. Oh, what a hoobacious little hoobie pen holder.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yes, and what a splendid shell to put your very small things in.
I think so, Hubba.
Now, I've had a look on HoobNet, and I do believe we may be getting closer to the answer. See what you make of this. Aren't they fantabby hooby hoobs? These are called conch shells. They come in all sorts of shapes and sizes and colours. You see, these bigger ones are all pink and white. and the smaller ones are all sorts of different colours. But they're absolutely fantabby-hooby.
Now, a conch shell really does look hoobly-groobly. It would definitely remind us of the seaside.
Yeah.
But would it be useful for all of us?
There's only one way to find out, Iver, and that's to test one out.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about a seashell is that it's a creature's home. So you can only pick one up on the beach if no one is living inside.
Aww.
Oh, but the good news is I have managed to track down an empty conch shell on HoobNet, and it's on its way.
Oh, Hoob, Hoob, hooray!
We're gonna get a conch shell to remind us of the sea.
Oh, do the seashell soft shoe shuffle.
Tula's got a necklace.
A clam's the shell for me.
Let's do the seashell soft shoe shuffle.
Iver has a sea urchin right here in the bus.
We're hoping that a conch shell will please the three of us.
Oh, absolutely, Iver. 2, 3.
Let's shuffle,
Shuffle, shuffle.
and scuffle.
Scuffle, scuffle.
We'll do the seashell soft shoe shuffle.
She sells seashells all alone. Never forget a seashell is someone else's home.
Let's shuffle and scuffle. We'll do the seashell soft shoe shuffle.
So only pick up empty shells when you're on the beach.
And do the seashell soft shoe shuffle.
'Cause if someone is inside it, then it must stay out of reach.
We'll do the seashell soft shoe shuffle.
I have put an order in, and soon it will appear. A conch shell that will prove to be the perfect souvenir!
Let's shuffle,
Shuffle, shuffle.
and scuffle.
Scuffle, scuffle.
We'll do the seashell soft shoe shuffle. We'll do the seashell soft shoe shuffle. Yeah!
I'll get it.
Let's hope this gives us the answer, Tula.
Who be groovy or what?
Oh, it's hoobacious! Now all you have to do, Hoobs, is find something you can all use it for.
Oh.
I'm not sure.
You could always go and ask the Tiddly Peeps.
Great idea, Hubba Hubba. I'll take it with me and see if the Tiddly Peeps can show me how to use it.
And I'll drive.
Show me, show me. Look. Oh, come on.
And I'll finish my picture.
We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps, on the road we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps, they're smart,
They're fun, they know.
The Tiddly Peeps, if we need to know who, what, where, why, when and how, we'll ask them, off we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps, on the road we go. We're off to see the Tiddly Peeps, they're smart, they're fun, they know.
Hooble-doop, Tiddly Peep.
Hoobapedia, Iver.
What's your name?
I'm Rachel.
Oh, and what's that book about, Rachel?
It's all about seashells, Iver.
That's lucky.
I've got a shell, look.
It's a conch shell.
A conch shell.
That's a really nice one.
Yes, it is hoobacious. We wanted a shell to remind us all of the seaside.
Yeah.
Do you know what you can do with a conch shell?
No.
Not really, no.
Listen.
Hooby-galooby. That shell made a noise when you blew into it. That's amazing. But
What's the matter, Iver?
well, that noise was hoobacious, but, it didn't really remind me of the seaside.
Well, there's something else you can do with a conch shell.
What's that?
Listen.
Listen.
Listen. What?
Wait a minute.
Can you hear?
Well, tell us. Iver.
Hooby-galooby! I can hear the sea, but we're nowhere near the seaside.
Yes, but wherever you are, you can listen to the sound of the sea when you listen to a conch shell.
Oh, Rachel, that is the most hoobacious way to remember the seaside ever. Tula? Groove?
Yes, Iver?
Did you hear that?
Oh, yes.
If you hold a conch shell up to your ear, you can hear the sea.
That's right.
I'd better get back to the Hoobmobile now. It's nearly time for Hoob News. Oh, thanks again. Hooble Toodle do.
Hooble Toodle do.
Ta-da!
Tula, you are so clever.
Well, I thought we could look at the picture and listen to the conch shell at the same time.
Yeah, then we can imagine that we're really back at the seaside.
Oh, I can't wait to listen to that conch.
Yeah, and I can't wait to blow it.
Here it is. Come on, then. Listen. This is the answer. We can all listen to the sound of the sea. And nothing will remind us of the seaside better than the whoosh.
Can I blow it now, Iver?
After Hoob News, Groove. Come on, quickly, into the Hoobie studio.
Oh, in Dublin's fair city, where the girls are so pretty, I first set my eyes on sweet Molly Malone as she wheeled her wheelbarrow through the streets broad and narrow, crying,
Cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
alive, alive, oh, alive, alive, oh,
Crying cockles and mussels, alive, alive, oh.
Now Tula's shell small, Groove's clam holds it all. And with the sea urchin, the Hoobs are impressed.
to be sure.
But the conch shell is bigger, and that's why we figure, for memories of seaside, the conch shell is best. A conch shell is best, twice as big as the rest. Who needs cockles?
Or mussels.
A conch shell is best.
Hubba, hubba, hubba.
Well, Hoobs, are you ready to give me your Hoob News for my great Hoobapedia?
We're ready, Hubba Hubba.
Then take it away.
Hooble doop whoop to all you Hoobs out there. Welcome to Hoob News, the new show for Hoobs everywhere. I'm Iver.
I'm Tula.
And I'm Groove.
And today we've been asking the question...
What sort of shell would we all find useful?
First of all, I went to see the Tiddly Peeps, and they gave me a beautiful shell necklace.
But we knew that only Tula would use that, so it wasn't the answer.
Then Roma showed us a sea urchin shell that makes a hoobacious hoobie pen holder.
But only Iver could use that, so it wasn't the answer.
We learnt about clam shells from the story, and Groove found one in his clutter cupboard.
But only Groove could use that, so it wasn't the answer.
Then Hubba Hubba found out about conch shells on Hoobnet, and they looked really hooby-groovy.
I took our conch shell to the Tiddly Peeps, and they knew exactly what to do with it. Hold it up to your ear and... You can hear the sea. So now we've got a shell to remind us of the seaside, and we can all use it.
So it's thanks once again to Iver, Tula, Groove and Roma for giving Hoobs everywhere a little peep into the world of Peeps. And remember, wherever you are, have a nice day and Hooble Toodle do!
Hooble Toodle do!
Hubba Hubba's in Hoobland, and Roma somewhere far away. The motorettes are singing,
We keep the engine spinning.
hoop hoop hooray! The Hoobapedia's coming your way.
Oh, here we come!